the 99% is about the protest on Soconi Park in New York City. So the movement Occupy Wall Street. I went there for a few days and did a little studio in the park, in the middle of the park, and photographed the protesters, people who were there, people who work in the Freedom Tower at that time. You know, I mean, all sorts of people, of course, people who is marginalized by the society, but also people who is very involved in the society. I think it was a very good representation of middle class in the United States. Now is very rich or very poor, and what is in the middle is disappearing more and more. And you know, this was one of the forces behind this movement, you know, what is going on with the middle class. I don't believe in revolutions, but what I think is that, yeah, we as citizens, we're losing power. And you see this corporation making huge profits after a big crisis, for example. So they ask, you know, the middle class to, oh, you need to stand, and you know, you need to be strong, and you need to sacrifice yourself. What I don't understand is why these corporations are making so much money and the public sector is always broke and is always struggling. It's this system of we need to produce and we need to keep growing, and everything is based on growth. And that worked in the, you know, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Now we cannot keep growing. I mean, we need to keep growing, but in another way. No, you know, we cannot keep exploding stuff, you know. It's a lot of this mentality of wealth, of getting rich, of accumulating money. This is not capitalism anymore. But now what we have is a corporate fascism, you know. I'm depressed by other things in life, but by this I'm mostly outraged. I think if you get depressed, you won't do anything. You will just be in bed, sleeping all day, depressed, and watching soap operas. But I think being outraged is more useful. You know, sometimes I think we are fucked, and sometimes I think that is hope, because I see at the same time people doing a lot of things, you know, and trying to build a healthy society. I think each work will tell you how you need to work. You know, I'm not the kind of photographer who works always the same way, with the same camera, with the same technique. They're just tools. So, you know, depending if you have a screw or if you have a nail, you use a hammer or a screwdriver. Cameras and lights is the same. It's just hammers and screws. So I cannot say that I want to change things with my work. I don't know if my work will change things. What I want is to be a part, at least, of you know, the people who is doing things, who is working for a better thing. You know, I cannot just sit down and watch what is going on. And I'm a photographer, so you know, this is the best way I can do it.